All right, so let's kind of go through these sample problems. Okay? So if we take 2 to the minus 4, what you'll often do with a negative power is you use the negative to flip your base. So our 2, in this case, is going to get moved to the denominator. And then we change the sign of the power. And in looking at that, we can now repeatedly multiply 2 by itself 4 times. So 2 times 2 is 4, times another 2 is 8, times another 2, 16. So you'd get your solution 1 over 16. Again, notice the sign of the number does not change. It doesn't become a negative value. All right, if we look at part B here, B, we have just that single base of t. So the negative power is going to move that base to the denominator, change the sign of its power. There's nothing else that you can do to simplify that, so that winds up being your solution. Right, this holds true if your base is a binomial, in this case, if it's multiple terms. So here we just take our base, which is this whole expression x plus 1, we move it to the denominator, and we change the sign of its power. And once again, there's really you don't need to simplify this any further. If you wanted to expand out the base, the denominator, what you could do is applying this square. Now, we haven't talked about this, and we're not going to go through expansion here for another few sections. But when you square a binomial, you can't just apply that square to the 2 or to the x and to the 1. Right? You have to treat it as if you're foiling these binomials. So you have this outer plus inner products that you have to account for. So really, it winds up being another missing term in here if you were to expand that out. So for right now, there's no reason to expand it. I'll accept either form, okay, but you need to expand it correctly if you try. All right, and then the final example in sample problem 2 is e to the minus 2t. So even if your base is an irrational number, the same rule applies. We take our base, move it to the denominator, change the sign of our power, and again, there's nothing else to do to simplify that. All right. Questions working with negative powers?